Welcome to Pretty Lies and Ugly Truths, where you can either die with the lie or
the truth will set you free.
Got you. And that voice that you just heard was
Toya Mommania.
And I am the Alex E. Miller. And today we have with us a very important person. And
he's so important, he's in his phone as we speak.
Now I'm gonna make sure I get all my points straight.
Facts.
I got you. And the way we do it here, Pretty Lies and Ugly Truths, you know, we allow the guests to introduce themselves. So without further ado.
Well, there it is. You're looking at your man StayFresh, Tahir Ali, just your local neighborhood producer, you know, out here doing some amazing things in the industry, kind of known throughout as the a worldwide power player with my thumb firmly on the pulse of what's hot and what's not. My main goal is to make sure that I be of assistance to brand artists and companies to help them establish their brands and strengthen their brands between certain demographics with certain analytics. That's me.
Okay.
All things inclusive.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. So, I heard you mention a few different titles just then. And, you know, from the research that I've done, I've seen you do everything from hosting the Ozone Awards to, you know, getting into film, content creation, producing, management. You know, if you got each one of them bags showing up in your DMs right now, and you had to pick one that's going to be first, and then what's going to come second, third, and fourth, you let me know. Who do you respond to first, and what follows behind that?
Man, that's a good question, man. Y'all got a real question incubator over here. Well, long story short, I came in music under Lil Jon and Vince Phillips and Rob and Empress Cersei. They owned BME together, four brothers, 25% a piece, and kind of took something from everybody. Rob had the management of Lil Jon and also owned the company. Lil Jon was Lil Jon and he owned the company. Vince Phillips was the counselor and attorney, so he owned the company. And then there was Empress Cersei, who was the mix show coordinator and director for 1079 for many years, and Hot 97.5. He was an owner as well. So I guess I kind of apprenticed under each of them. I actually came in under the attorney first, Vince Phillips.
Okay.
He taught me, he was the first person to put contracts in my hand.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So I met him in the 5th grade.
Okay.
So I would have to say my passion, and this is crazy that I would say this. I never thought I would say this, but it would have to be producing and production, because I say that first because I feel like we have more ability to control the narrative that is actually pushed to the culture, right? I always was interested in being on that end of things versus being on the end of the guy who creates the content that he's trying to get marketed. You know what I mean? You got to go to somebody for distribute. It's always going to be something like that, but you want to retain the creative control and, you know, make sure you own the most of whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Life is not about what we think we deserve, but more so what we negotiate. And and I had just seeing the amount of disloyalty in music. You know, you can grow with people, you can blow with people, but that don't mean that you're gonna go with them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Somebody could wake up one day and really not be fucking with you like they've been fucking with you for the last 10 years. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, these are all things that, you know, you have to really keep in mind. And in music, there's only 3 people that get paid. It's the producer, right? The promoter and the performer.
Okay.
You know, you got management that kind of subsedes off of that, and then you got your publicists and you got your, you know what I mean? Like, but for the main, if you're not like one of those 3, then it's only a certain amount of, you know, time or hustle. It's actually, you have to go over hustle when you're not one of those 3.
Right.
So just say you're a graphics guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be on your hustle.
Exactly.
You got to be on your hustle. You know what I mean? You it's just such a hustle and dog eat dog world. I think that it creates an environment where it's competitive versus creative. You can't really win in a competitive. It's a game. You know what I mean? When you're more,
you gotta pull that seat up to the table. It's not a lot of empty seats that you gotta pull a whole nother seat up when you look at it, those type of positions. You know, you pretty
absolutely,
much
absolutely, like for sure. So it's like right now, I would say production, just because I can monitor the narration of the stories we're telling, and because I work my way backwards through music. I feel like I'm going backwards. Usually you do production first, then you kind of get in that. Like I did flyers first, promotions and parties, high school prep rallies to A&R. After I signed Triple Scrappy Crime Mob, I got into being an executive label, different frame of reference. I'm outsourcing. I'm paying vendors. I have to have a certain look and aspect at the game that you normally wouldn't respect if you was an artist.
Okay.
So it allowed me to have a certain amount of empathy versus sympathy in the game. Like, I get it. Like, you know, if you put the money up and you make somebody and you put it down when nobody else was there, you know, you deserve to get your percentages back. I just think that it has to do with the money respecting the talent and the talent respecting the money. And I believe you can only do that in production right now because everybody has a title. It's the last game in the book where you're going to actually be able to make white paper turn to gray paper and gray paper to white paper. There's no other game like it.
Gotcha. Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Would you say if you could do everything all over again, would you have done it in the exact order that you have done it, or would you maybe switch some things?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change nothing about it. The losses, the treachery, I got sickle cell too. So just imagine being in a ruthless industry where people are always trying to count you out, and you getting sick, and you got major groups, and you got people like, yo, your man getting sick. I don't think he make a good manager. It's all type of negative connotations with that. So it's like how do you overcome that? It's about, you know, letting your intention be authentic. And no matter who anybody else goes to get, it's always going to be about the money. So when you find people that it is money, but it's not about money, you're supposed to really give those people the loyalty. The people that believe in you when you spend cheeseburgers, those are the people you owe your loyalty to.
Exactly.
But then again, that doesn't happen all the time. Like
it's not set up on that either.
And then here's another part to it, right? You have to be accountable as a person that might have felt like they got cut out. Were you cutting yourself in properly? Were you actually being an asset? And if you were being an asset, were you being too much an asset to the individual, to the performer, were you really staying committed to yourself and your craft? We sometimes get lost in other people's dreams.
Gotcha.
That's a fact.
Huh.
Oftentimes.
Right. Yeah.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
In those positions.
I hear a lot of what you're saying, but me, I'm not in the music business at all. I have no idea anything about it, but a lot of what you just said, I can relate to in just real life. You know what I mean? I think that what you're talking about just applies to everything. You know?
Yeah, it does. You have to be kind of a forward thinker. We have to go from loss to loss with no loss of enthusiasm. And even furthermore, don't bring the trauma from the last situation into this situation. We'll destroy something good because we trying to fucking bring in this ugly fucking mangy dog for everybody to pet. I don't want to pet that dog. That looks like the Pet Cemetery dog. It comes with, it looks angry, it's fucking grungy, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got a labradoodle, you know what I mean? Something like that we can deal with. And that's kind of how we have to, you know, be accountable for ourselves a little bit. And you know what bullshit we come with ourselves.
Gotcha. You being in this industry as long as you have, without you even telling me your age, you know, I can tell you've been around long enough to be there in the time that Tupac was on fire. So
Tupac, god damn.
So that being said, when Hit 'Em Up drop, and you hear the lines at the end when he's, you know, going off and saying what he's saying, God bless the dead, to Prodigy about sickle cell, you know, I'm wondering, you know, did you feel a way when you heard, you know, those?
I was actually proud.
Huh. Yeah? Okay.
I was like, about time somebody said this shit. Like, okay. right? And I never knew Prodigy had sickle cell being that young. But God works in such mysterious ways. Rest in peace, Prodigy, man. The brother Albert, that was my brother. And we was on the anger management tour. Long story short, me and him both got sick in Denver.
Whoa.
Wow. At the coolest altitude I ever did, we both got sick, man, because we got sickle cell. It's a high altitude. So
Gotcha.
the mountain to the goddamn coolest amphitheater in Denver, and we get sick. And I had to share my medicine with him. So that was a pretty cool experience to have with a legend. Yes, of all people. Me and him both got sick. Yes, I think it was in Chicago and Denver. But it was just crazy seeing that, being on the anger management tour and just watching 50 sign them. And, you know, it was good to see them have a second win, if that makes sense. MOP, Prodigy, like 50 really gave opportunities to cats that they wasn't touching with a long foot pole up top. So, you know, it was pleasant to see that. But I always felt that Pac had shed light. I never felt like he was dissing. Don't one of you niggas got sickle cell, it's like, you will fuck around and have a heart attack on stage. You know what I mean?
So he wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying. He was saying that, he was saying it being sarcastic and funny, but in a weird kind of way, he knows that sickle cell only affects Black people. He knows this shit.
Yeah.
Pac wasn't stupid. Pac was a prolific thinker.
Right.
And as it being a double-edged sword, it probably was a diss, but it damn sure was awareness. If you didn't know about sickle cell, you wanted to Google what it was. What he got? Lupus.
So that's how you took that. You were like,
yeah, I was in the hospital. I can remember being so excited, like, oh my God, Bonnie said sickle cell on the I can just remember that. I don't remember when I heard it. I just remember being very proud that he had said sickle cell.
Really?
Right? I'm 35 for the record.
Okay.
Out of my 35 years in life, I've spent upwards of over 3,000 days in the hospital. So 365 goes in the four. That's maybe 8 years.
Right.
Out of my 35 in a bed with wires stuck. So I say that to say this, right? It's a lot that goes on in between the ticks and talks on the clock. So, you know, I could just remember being elated because I've never heard nobody say it. And as I start traveling and going out and about, I realized how it affects so many people.
Exactly.
So it's over 80,000 U.S. Patients in the U.S. alone, over 80,000 people with sickle cell.
Right. My daughter is a carrier. She doesn't have it, but she's a carrier, which I didn't even know that could be something.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta watch who you're sleeping with.
Clearly.
Yes, you gotta watch it. If I go wrong, man, I'm saying we good, right? You don't know that about your history. Let me swab your mouth. She'd be like,
damn. I stress that so much with people. Like, listen, take it from me, man. Really look into the people you have children with. Like, they don't even have you don't even have to raise a child for a child to be like you or to carry traits of yours. You know what I mean? For real. I've seen it.
Genetic coding is hell, right? People think it's so. No, the best of you, which is the egg, right, is in you, and then the best of the sperm, the fastest, smartest, strongest sperm that swam from his penis is the most smartest, fastest sperm. It's not the laziest, worst sperm. So the best of two people, no matter how fucked up the two individuals are, is the perception for the egg.
Don't say that.
No, seriously. So it's
that was their best.
No, that's a bar. That's a bar. How you broke that down?
No, if you think about it, it's not like the worst. It's not like, I mean, that's you just a piece of shit. But even that, like, it's encoded in our DNA, man. Even the pain that we feel the buck on authority. You got to understand where that comes from Black men. Like, where did that come from, right? It's like, why do you hate authority so much? I tell you, put a mask on, sit your ass down, it's bucking. Mm-hmm. It's because it's in our genetic code. It's locked in. It locked in. It shouldn't have never locked in, but it locked in, and we never had a chance to get reparation to unheal it. The traumas from the slave master coming out, raping your wife in front of you, and this is your wife, but she's being raped and she gets pregnant. and has a goddamn mulatto baby that I know ain't mine, I still feel the emotion. I still feel the hate and the rage and the anger and all of this shit. And I'm going to pass that down because I'm internalizing this shit. I'm getting beat. I'm getting spread out like a research monkey, like a Reese monkey.
Right.
You know what I mean? So after a while, yes, that encodes in your DNA. Ask the Jews. Ask the Jews. Why were they so hell bent on those Adolf Hitler trials and shit to be debuted so everybody can see what they did? You get what I'm saying? Like that was a reason. So they put that on. It's a reason. It's a reason for everything.
Gotcha. So you being someone that I've seen a lot of your content online where you speak a lot about people, how they should take pride in owning their intellectual property. And being that that's something that you speak about as often as you do, when you see what just happened recently with, say, like Nick Cannon's situation, some people say, well, hey, when you're over somebody else's house, when under their establishment, of course, if they disagree with something that you're saying, they're going to react that way. So I asked with you, if you were in that particular situation where you had someone that was a content creator under you, and you disagree with something that they said, do you feel like you would possibly react that same way and deplatform them? Or is it something where you might handle it a little differently?
Wow, that's crazy. That's a good one because my First Amendment right is to have free speech.
Gotcha.
Like, I believe in America. I do. You know what I mean? And the idea of it. Now, whether that really is manifesting is two different things, but I actually believe that, I'll bleed red to keep those goddamn stripes on the flag. And the tree of liberty must be refreshed with the blood of patriots and tyrants alike. Because sometimes one man's patriot is another man's pain in his ass. So when you think about the revolution, keep that shit in mind, how thin that line is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, when you're talking about the right to say what you want to say, that is as idealistic and an American as a hot dog and french fries and American pie, right? So at the same time, I do understand capitalism. I do understand colonialism. And I do understand when you sign that paper, you kind of give up a little bit of your creative control. That's why I never went to a major label, ever, once. Never signed an A&R deal because they were going to have me throw away my beliefs and dreams to goddamn run around with little tank top and little toothbrush and goddamn make them famous. And they pulling songs out their ass like fuck my mama in the ear. And I fuck horses. Like, what the fuck is that? Right. No, I'm driving a Ferrari.
Yeah.
You call that fucking a horse? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you don't have to say so to that. It's just a credit card and you kind of, you know what I mean? So when you are independent truly, it's a longer route. It's very long.
Very long.
Very long. I'm just now, and I wouldn't even say I'm reaping the reward, but it's a very long process that you have to go through to really, number one, be patient enough to receive the game as it comes to you, right? Because it's all preordained. Half the job is showing up. So it's like, it's just, man, it's some trippy shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's some trippy shit. It's some trippy shit.
That's it.
As a child, you mentioned that you were in 5th grade when you and Lil Jon met each other, and y'all were on this journey. As far as getting into the music industry, once you start to see some of the, I guess, puppets behind the curtain, so to speak, what is it that made you not run the opposite direction and say, you know what, I'm gonna keep at it? And even though I see the way things are transpiring, I'm not gonna go home and say at this party and I'm gonna figure out my way.
Yeah. Well, really, it's funny I say this, right? Because I didn't really meet Lil Jon never took me serious until I was like in 8th grade. Right, but he would meet me, but I would just be like the flyer guy, the promoter guy, like little B and me. He really didn't take on to me until I was like in middle school. And he was like, you know what I mean? Like little B and me to calling me StayFresh, right? And I say that to say this, how can I elaborate where it makes perfect sense and keep it short and sweet?
You fine, speak your mind.
Man, I'm trying to just keep it as clear as I can.
mean, it's pretty lies, the ugly truth. So, you know,
I'm just like, damn,
you good. You good.
You ain't gotta be politically correct here.
Yeah.
I
It's a safe space.
I gotta watch my words, man.
This ain't the show. You just gotta say what you gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
Have to,
But I know where you at. I know where you at. I know that the seat that you sitting in. If somebody asks you, once I see the puppets behind the curtains in the music industry, what is it that makes me not run the opposite direction and and stay at that party? I'm pretty sure certain names, when I ask you that question, come to mind.
I want to say it, but it's like, you know what I mean? I keep anonymity, but it's amazing how what I'm gonna just put it like this. What I appreciated about Lil Jon and BME is that even though we was a clique, they never hated on me being in different circles.
Got you.
You know how usually when you with somebody, right, motherfucker, like, well, you with them, stay with them. Oh, you ain't
exactly.
free. You need to be so deaf there, nigga. We paying you over here to be. Ooh, you over there with T.I. fucking Jason Jeter. You need to go on over there to Grand Hustle then. You so cool. Right? He never did that. If anything, I feel like they empowered me. So, like, it's a certain amount of level of respect that you gotta have for the game, right? Because people are gonna give it to you. But at the same time, I think Nick freed himself. I think he was just tired. I know Nick Cannon personally. I have done deals with Nickelodeon. He had stock shares in that. I know the president of Nickelodeon. I actually did a song called The Wallaby with the We Are Toonz for Nickelodeon. It was an actual goddamn song on a show that we did a video for with cartoons on Nickelodeon. And Incredible has an office in the fucking Viacom building. Like, you get off the elevators and it don't say nothing else but Incredible on the wall. And as big as he got a whole that's a lot of shit to burn up. But when you there for a while and you see the truth sometimes and you just want to just say it, like it was true. What he said wasn't not right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was his opinion on the understanding of when the white man came out of the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
That was the conversation. And when you keep it real, yes, it can go wrong. You know what I mean? And at a certain point, people just be tired, man. It's only but so much you could do. And man would probably just want to just goddamn quit anyway.
For real.
You know what I mean? He probably just fed up. How much more money can I make? How many more units can I sell? Like, what's enough? When is enough? If one is too many, then anything after that is never enough.
That's true.
So I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
It's pressure.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because guess what? There's no sympathy for winners. I have sickle cell, and I keep saying it's not as a woe is me. I don't think I'm saying it for that. I'm just saying, even with sickle cell, I even know myself. People don't have sympathy for winners. Fuck no. You won? All right, keep winning.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck until you lose. Told you that nigga wasn't solid. That's the comment. The fuck? Yeah. I won 9 times.
Yeah.
The 5th time, the breath wasn't looking like, and y'all niggas was waiting on that.
For sure. All day.
It's really just knowing who has your best interests at heart and knowing people's intention. Like, I'm big on intentions and ownership, and just, you got to put yourself in a position where people need you.
That's a bar. You got to put yourself in a position where people need you.
That's your job.
So that being said, since you said that, right, I'm going to piggyback right off that. If somebody was to ask you, why do people need you? What is your response to that?
Man, people need me because they need somebody that they can steal creativity from just so they can say it's their fucking idea. It's that simple. Plagiarism.
It happens to the best of us.
Of course. If I put on so many people in the game, it's not even funny.
Only a solid person can say that.
Like, yes, and I'm a matter of factly say it. Like, I put so many people in positions that made more money than me.
Facts. I know. I can that's believable. That's understood.
So it's like, okay, I can be mad about, damn, okay, I got my 10,000 versus 100,000, but the universe, I'm alive. I've gotten paid in ways that people would never even comprehend.
Trying to tell you.
So no amount of money is gonna, not that I don't get to my check. I'm just saying you can't pay me nothing to make me fuck with you. If I'ma do it, I'ma do it.
I'm trying to tell you.
It don't really take a number. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. I like my numbers. I like numbers now. Trust me now. We get numbers today. But it's just like, what is someone's intention? Because it's nothing hard. It's nothing worse than getting money with a person. And then it only to realize that the guy that you gave $60 to is the guy that came across town to bring you something to eat. When the guy you gave $60,000 to, $600,000 to, they busy.
Every time.
It's some trippy shit.
Where would you say you get such an understanding heart? You seem to be at peace with a lot of things that people are at war with.
I took expectations out of fucking with people.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
I only let myself down thinking a motherfucker is like me. I start with a thank you. Boy, that nigga said thank you. I be so excited over thank you, nigga. He said, well, thank you. But shit, it was sincere. He said it.
Yeah.
Or he's a good fucking actor. Either way.
Yeah.
It is not the obligation of a person to turn around and even do for you what the fuck you did for them.
Never.
That's interesting. That's like Denzel Washington.
I can't be mad because a nigga, man, I put you on, you went, got the grant, you ain't then open the door back for me and pull me. God might not have wanted you to do. You might have been on the bus and the plane, and that wasn't your plane. The plane goddamn crashed.
That was for them.
That was for them. Right? So you gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yeah. Yeah. Denzel Washington, he had supposedly put some money behind Chadwick Boseman as far as some of his acting courses. And Denzel told Chadwick Boseman, doing something for somebody else is the most selfish thing you'll ever do.
It is.
Because the reward comes in the process.
And I'm a selfish motherfucker. I need all my blessings. And God, he's honest to him.
You can have that.
Selfish shit. But people don't know capitalism is built off of what? Self-interest. Just don't get fucking greedy.
Speaking.
I want to win, but I can't work my man because I want him to win too. If I got a job for goddamn 20,000, I should split it.
Right.
Right? I should be like, shit, all right. Well, I mean, but it's people that really be like, you know what? They don't know. I'll give them 2,000. I'll keep 18,000.
Every day, B.
So it's like you just gotta take expectations out of dealing with humanity. Therefore, you won't hate humanity. It's not even man or woman. Humanity.
Oh, facts.
Hey, whatever is from whatever is a blessing. So I'll take that. That's a thank you. I'll take that. You know what I mean? It's not a thank you. Shit, I know how to avoid it. It's part of discernment. It's the truth.
Like
people don't want to hear that though, because we emotional as black people. When you talk logic versus emotion, because we emotionally ignorant a lot as black people, right? We're emotionally fucking ignorant.
Right.
We won't hear none of the lesson or the blessing.
No.
At all. We just hear
they don't agree with me.
Trump is racist.
Yeah. They don't agree with
Trump
me.
is racist. We don't give a fuck that he signed 8 bills that freed over 15,000 black goddamn people. I need to find people that have my interest in mind. And I need to support my interest, not my emotion.
Ooh. Speed.
Those are two different things.
Completely.
So where do you think that come from as far as like how we're so emotional?
Been lied to so long. You don't know who the fuck to believe. Even when somebody do come right, man, fuck them. It's that trauma shit again. Look at the dog. Look at that. That's it. That's all you gonna hear. Look, I told you the motherfucker still barking. You're like, holy shit. You know you could chain the dog up over there, big dog. I don't want to hear that.
Condition. It's condition.
I don't want to hear that. It's trauma. Look at what we went through. We didn't get no fucking reparation. We didn't get to tell our story about how the slave masters threw our ancestors off the boat and shit.
Nothing.
And had evident proof of how many dead bodies in the water and being chained up on a boat through the middle passage and goddamn being whipped and beat. We didn't have some goddamn trial for that. We just
It's not even a scar. It's a wound. It's still there. It's an open wound still there. It's not even.
And that's the only thing. That's what the only thing that'll close it is.
What is that?
Somebody take a wild guess.
You said the only thing that what?
That'll goddamn heal that septic wound and let it scab up.
Reparation.
I believe reparation.
That goddamn check. There you go. Don't mumble it, nigga. Cut that check.
So why is it that I feel identity politics, right? I feel like a lot of times that's a distraction, because when somebody takes a certain pronoun, you associate, okay, if they believe this, then that answers so many other questions you may have, right? So where did all of that start at? You know, I'd be lying to you if I told you I paid attention back in school, breaking down how the parties formed and everything like that.
Colonialism and shit. You know, it started with colonialism. Look at what's going on now. Look at how China is colonializing Africa. Just beat the white man to it. They know how to build in tight quarters going straight up. It's just certain things you know, right? Yeah. So they over there colonizing. They about to teach them their ways and teach them their language and teach them.
I didn't even know that was going on. So thank you.
Oh, is it? They got bridges over there with
motherfuckers
crossing the bridges. They like it's just nobody even got a car. They building this shit with nothing there. They got a fucking Brooklyn Bridge and don't nobody cross it in Africa. Who the fuck going? Oh, when we build that other shit, then it's gonna pipe up. We gonna China. You know what I mean? You got to look at what's going on around.
We got the shit going on, boy, out here, boy. We got the shit going on, man. We
just got to look at what we're doing. A lot of people pay attention.
Which I see you did the Fresh Taste Vote campaign, if I'm quoting it properly.
Yeah, Fresh Votes Matter. Yep, that's an initiative, a community initiative to.
Yeah, you even did that during the primaries. What like how do you influence people to vote who may believe the notion that regardless of who's in office in any position, they're gonna get theirs regardless? Like, how do you rebuttal those people to get them to see the purpose behind paying attention to politics?
See, well, here's the thing. You have to pay attention to politics, and normally we don't until it trickles down on our goddamn doorstep.
Right.
We got to get more active, proactive, which means that if I got a candidate that is out and about in my district or my zone, the city council, I'm going to go look up their past votes. I'm going to go look up their stance on things. I'm going to go look at how they look at views of things. I'm going to go see if they really, you have to do your due diligence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus listening to sound bites. Because Trump has a lot of fucked up sound bites. But I swear to God, that goddamn paperwork he signed in the legislation is solid.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
Except the propaganda, but the paperwork is clear. Non-violent drug offenses, come on home. I want my uncle to come home so I can have a stronger community. The community's weak because all the OGs locked up. It's savagery going on out here.
Yeah.
So let's try to get some balance. Let my uncle out of jail. Give me back my uncle. Give me back my cousin. Let me get a little guidance, right?
Right.
Let me get some jobs. I ain't go to college. I didn't go to Harvard, Yale, MIT. Can I get a trade? Can we start hiring people that got trades?
Right.
Okay, let's do that for y'all. Okay, well, can we start growing weed down south? You know, they banned this shit in 1901. Okay, shit. Here goes some legislation to go grow some hemp.
Right.
So we can feel how we want emotionally, but guess what the fucking Democrats been like? I've been a Democrat my whole life.
Right.
Okay.
Do you know that they are the ones who put in 3 strikes you're out? They're the ones who put the non-violent drug offenses and all this fucking bullshit, red tape, all this shit just so a lawyer could fucking get paid $500-$700 an hour to default and defer and deflect some shit. That verbal gymnastics shit.
We've been lied to, like you said, for so long.
Yes.
That's all it is.
So we remember the Democrats were the ones who wanted to keep the slaves. They said, and I quote, if you take that nigga to go vote, you might as well take my goddamn horse too and let him put his hoof on that motherfucker and count that as a vote. Because that's my property.
It's so sad how unaware we are.
That was the mentality of this. That was the mentality of the Democratic Party.
So what do you say to? Because I had a conversation with my younger cousin and a friend of mine about certain things where I'm like, hey, I've heard, because it was something that happened in the media where they were saying exactly what you were saying, and then they were saying, well, no, it switched over. They're saying like it
did switch over. The whole moral. What happened was that Democrats got down with the goddamn the movement faster. They got down with the civil rights shit quick. That's what tricked us. Okay. They just started talking that sweet shit back in the day with Kennedy. Okay, we need the votes. They didn't really have any interest in goddamn, like, that wasn't their party issue. That wasn't the mantra of the party. Wasn't. It was, we need to vote. Let's do something to make it happen. Okay, yes, free people. That's common fucking sense. And then they just rocked us to sleep. Rocked the black people right on to sleep. Rocked us to sleep, and now look at the condition we in. 3 strikes you out, non-violent defense. My brother go to jail because he trying to goddamn supplement the income of me not having a daddy because he in jail for a non-violent drug offense. We on food stamps, don't got enough money. I jump off the block. I go to sell dope. I check myself out. Prison industrial complex wins. The goddamn family loses. It's a simple system. If you can't see it, then you're goddamn either blind or you just don't give a fuck.
That's a fact.
This is the Democrats now.
Right, and that's the Democrat side.
Every Republican I've ever met has always been like this in the upper echelon of money. Oh, you know what's going on? So we're not running the game on him? Okay, come on in, close the door. Close the door quick. We don't want anybody else to get come on this door. Okay, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
It's just that's not stifle capitalism, right? And every party has their ways of playing back and forth. I'm not saying Trump is the best goddamn president. I'm not even saying he's a fucking good person. I'm simply saying that as a politician, he's the first to fucking keep his promises to niggas.
Yeah, listen, I completely.
Out of 30 years, the NAFTA deal, Reagan, Nixon, Clinton, all of them saxophone playing motherfuckers up on a nigga trying to get us at E, but really having us lean on the system more. Further you lean on the system, the more we take you out the equation of being strong and empowered, because we just know you a stupid person with a smartphone.
Ooh.
That's not China players. They're consumers. If their own top 12 companies sold them out, what the fuck do I care about putting lead in the crayons for? Double up the lead, triple the order.
Double up
their own people don't give a fuck about them as Americans. They're over here cutting their own people's throats just so they can make the socks for 3 cents and still sell them to your ass for $42.
Exactly.
Yeah. All Trump wanted to do was, you rich ass families, y'all making a lot of money. This is how we gonna become number one in America. Let's take the race out of it. This is how we gonna become number one.
Right.
You guys are gonna pay back in the system. You motherfucking De Beers and you got them these families that we know, the Rolls Royce, all these motherfuckers making their money. Y'all gonna pay back for them products and them all that shit y'all sent to them folks. We know we consumers and all we want to do is buy.
Right.
So guess what? We're gonna put tabs on you, China, and we're gonna make sure you motherfuckers start sharing that technology, goddammit. Because we can't keep getting this Nintendo 64 5 years late. What the fuck we gonna do with that? That's not competitive in the market.
Beat that shit.
But y'all want us to buy this shit from y'all ASAP. So then what we gonna do? All right, we ain't gonna stop buying this. Y'all motherfuckers start switching that technology agreement. But get us in the game, and this a deal fucked up. Fuck out of here with that goddamn other deal. That don't make sense. It's like coming in the room seeing all the bullshit, right? It's no fun when the monkey got the gun.
Exactly.
So yeah, he with his bullshit, but guess what? Even if he is racist and played both sides, the white and the black on the race tip, he signed the papers. They came home. I got a hemp farm.
Yeah, listen.
I didn't receive racism, and where I'm the hemp farm is, it's Trump country.
Right.
So guess what? They still open the door. How you doing, sir? Welcome. Well, hi, tell me about that hemp. What you doing down there? That's how they talking, right? But I never care about nobody liking me. Asian, white, black, Arab. That was never our concern, or it shouldn't have been our concern as black men.
Baby, strictly business.
Respect my space.
Thank you.
I don't need you to like me, because guess what? I might go home and say some off-the-wall shit anyway, and you're going to go home and say some off-the-wall shit anyway, because that's humanity.
Ain't no sense of being emotional about this shit. We got things to do.
We got things to do. We going to be America in the next 5 years is gonna slip off the rock. We gonna crash the market. Who has the world reserve of gold? America and the UK. I ain't gotta come over there shooting and killing nobody. I know y'all buy shit. Fuck with the stock market. Drive it down, close the city down, and then go buy that shit for pennies on a dollar. Hey, I was gonna give you this, but here you go. Let me get that.
Damn.
Now guess who buying all this PPE and shit from China? All these masks. Where the fuck are they coming from? You think 3M's making this shit? You think of some country warehouse in America, in Ohio, is making this shit?
No.
All of our money is going to China. It means nothing no more. That's scary. I'm trying to see how the fuck I'm gonna goddamn go to China. I need to find a second citizenship. Because
exactly.
It's not gonna pay to be an American in 5 years if this shit don't get right. They keep selling us out as people, and we just keep fucking sitting here letting these goddamn same few sell us out.
Boy, you just dropped some shit, boy. God.
So nobody gonna hear that though. That's common sense. Now, mind you, people still gonna hear this shit and say they can support Trump. They gonna see it from an odd view versus, damn, this is the first person that actually signed the legislation that did what they said they were gonna do.
I know. I don't know how people.
He did say put on your MAGA hat and make America great, but he still signed the papers.
He did what he had to do, man.
He played the game like he supposed to play it.
And he did what he had to do.
The best politician ever.
Man, because he's a businessman, though. He's a businessman. First,
we gotta get out our feelings.
Fact.
We gotta get out our feelings.
That's with life.
Life.
I'm gonna let you go.
What do you feel was that moment that pushed the hip hop community into paying so much attention to politics? Like I remember, I
think it was Jeezy with My President is Black.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe black people were just so happy to get a president. The only thing you can do is fucking rip our heart out and give us, come on, man.
We ain't care. But that's that emotional shit.
What they did on Obama.
That's that emotional shit.
History, they gonna say he was the murderer of the goddamn world. All them Reaper drone strikes they goddamn did under that fucking signature. I wouldn't want to be Obama 20 years from now when history goddamn judges. Oh, shit, we just hit the West End Mall. I was trying to hit Foot Locker.
And right.
Oh, this collateral damage under your name.
And right, so then.
No, that ass. CIA clandestine
no, I know.
They was doing under that man's signature, under the fucking rubber stamp. Obama.
When you right.
Obama. Sanctioned Obama. Kill this nigga. Sanction Obama. Look. Sanction. They stabbing that nigga name everywhere, man.
They did.
Give a nigga the ship when it's sinking. But hey, hell, Democrats for your ass.
Right.
Was never about. If the only thing I think it was about was, guess what? Seeing a black man, right, in power and position. That was great for me. I'm happy that people that went through the system got a chance to see that. But that was more like a rubber biscuit versus some real fucking rawhide.
There you go.
So what's your response to people who say there's only so much control that any presidential candidate has because they're still having to run decisions that they make by the House?
I think, honestly, man, all elected officials should goddamn be ran on a scale basis. I guarantee you would have a better political system over fucking night.
So break that down. Break that down when you say a scale basis. Break that down.
The scale basis, like if you was in Congress and the goddamn GDP fell below a certain motherfucking percentage, you're not getting reelected next year. You fucking loser. You fucked the money up. You got to go. Next guy.
Right.
That's simple. Hey, man, listen, crime is too high in motherfucking District 5. You supposed to be the councilman. Wings, what's going on?
Right.
You're fired.
Right.
Watch how that shit change overnight. Watch. Attach a nigga job, pension, and all that shit to what he doing. Oh, we gonna run through some elected officials. Everybody should be a chance to be a fucking official. Everybody should be a cop. Everybody should, yes. Just like age and all the rest of them companies. Nigga, yeah, you 18, you're going to jump out of a plane. Everybody. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Right.
You at the country. You're going to give us a year period, and then you get the fuck on. But you're going to give us a year to your country.
Right.
We the only ones that don't do this. We love giving people choices and all this shit and all this freedom of speech and choice. And I get it. I love it. But we got to understand what communism is, right? Communism was, it's too many fucking people over here for people that just have their own opinions and voices and shit. So if you want to have your opinion, you get the fuck on.
Right.
Or we're gonna disappear you ourselves and make an example out of you.
So you are a fan of a dictatorship?
No, I'm not a fan of a dictatorship. Really, that's fucked up. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is what we got going over here is just as fucking worse as that.
Right.
If I believe in capitalism, that means that as a capitalistic society, I have to say, fuck this show, something in live, fuck this shit. I listen to Sway in the morning, right? And I'm a dog your show. That is the norm. Even if you got a good show, I gotta put you down for me to get up. It's the dog eat dog. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
But in communism, you're a state fucking show. And there's a state show. And then the state show get that you're a state baker.
Right.
You bake for the state. Here's your pay, here's your rate. That way we don't even get this shit confused about being on one page.
Right.
But people don't want to look at that shit.
Right.
Once again, emotional. If you want to talk that bullshit and fuck up everything else and let these folks think we weak over there or whatever the fuck notion comes from you wanting to have an opinion, come on, man.
Right.
So,
well,
same in America, having an opinion is too bad. Because I can say, man, she was sucking dick, and I think the host is gay, Alex, and he had the homosexual activity. I could just say this shit.
Yeah, exactly. And just say that shit.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that is.
That's like borderline, like, freedom of speech, but god damn.
Lisa, cancel culture. What are your thoughts on that in hip hop, cancel culture? Because to me, I could be wrong, right? I'm speaking for myself. Hip hop, the reason I always was a fan of hip hop because I felt like it gave you freedom, to actually express yourself and be proud, regardless of what you look like,
but that has to
sexuality.
Agenda.
So, but now with this thing where there's a cancel culture, you have things where somebody might do a particular thing and somebody disagrees.
I call
with
that
it.
Kill the messenger theory, man. This shit been going on since goddamn James III.
So you said cancel culture is
kill the messenger
theory?
I'm just the messenger. I was telling you that the homosexual, I what the fuck? I'm not saying don't be gay. I'm saying, my nigga, pick a side because you poisoning the pussy population, okay? You gay one day and then you straight the next day and then you're hugging Mark and you're hugging Ken. I get it. You can do everything, be greedy, have everything you want, but it has to be some accountability for that because you're taking someone else's choice away from them.
Right.
If I would have knew you was gay, my nigga, I wouldn't have did that. But I took that from you because I'm straight now in front of you. Bob, what was that? Alex, what was the speaker from the city? He was homosexual. His name was Alex, dang. I'm not your Negro. That's what he wrote. Anyway, but he even said he was gay as all outdoors. And he was gay at a time where it was really not time to be gay.
Right.
He was back at Martin Luther King. He was fighting for activism for his people. And before he was gay, he was black. So it's like you got to look at how the sacrifice he made.
Right, exactly.
That should prove the point of what is important. But guess what, though? They got the women's rights program. That was never a black woman's problem. That wasn't our fight, the women's rights. That was Becky and Amy. The white man had a problem with them goddamn voting. That was never the black man in the house with his wife. We was trying to just make it, trying to just fucking survive.
And provide. They
caught Keisha at the goddamn garbage can. You got a vagina? Come on.
You got a vagina.
And the black woman took up that fight. She shouldn't have took it up.
Right.
I'm still trying to build goddamn unity for my family. I feel you, sister, and I get you, but that ain't really my concern. That's you and your white man that's chauvinistic. He always been that way. He been creeping out the slave house, sleeping with his property.
Exactly.
We never had love. Like, come on.
For real.
And remind you, we wasn't bathing. It wasn't like she was in there in rose petals in the goddamn barn over there sleeping.
Right.
Moist as hell. No running water.
Have you seen, there's a graphic on Google. I want to say they think in 2050, the majority of people in America will look like interracial children.
Of course.
When it gets to that time, because right now, you know, you see it a lot with the babies. You see it at a shopping mall. When it gets to that time, how do you think people at that point are going to be able to decipher what is their specific history and what is someone else's history? Because at that point, everything would be integrated.
The one drop theory. We've been know about that. That's
so what is that? What is that? Break it down.
One drop theory.
Mm-hmm.
Features will be overpowered by the genetic makeup of black. This is science. This is not me being racial, right? If I have sex with a white woman, you get Drake, right? Okay, follow me. On and on, right?
Right.
Black and Mexican, like you, which means that scientifically, white people have what? Recessive genetics.
Okay.
This ain't me talking. Now this just is what it is. Now
I'm learning.
That baby gonna come out with some curly ass hair. I've never seen one come out with a mixed baby come out with that slick straight. That it lock up. It don't.
I'm a black. I consider myself a black woman, but this hair, people be like, no, you're not.
You get what I'm saying?
Real fast.
So, vice versa. We just gotta understand. We gotta understand.
My mother is white, though. You know what I'm saying? But still.
Through race, they're gonna push that. I'm inferior. That was never our thing. Race. We're gonna race where?
Right.
It was all humans. It wasn't the race. Was the Vatican.
Right,
okay, but we're gonna give you guys permission to go goddamn steal some people. So you gotta say that they're less than. So let's make it a race, and we're the white race, and we make God in our image. This is all the shit that they did. Now that ain't me. This is the history now.
Right.
Okay. Constantine said what? We shall conquer under this symbol. What the fuck symbol was that? The cross. Right? Mm-hmm. We gonna go. People don't want to hear the history. We creatures of amnesia.
Yeah.
There was mulatto people back in the day before in the kings and queens and the royal family.
Of course. This didn't just start.
They don't never show you them pictures.
Oh, I would love
you ain't never seen no goddamn picture of mulatto prince that was the king of the man. No.
Never.
You don't see a nigga till I'm a star. Get out the boat, slave ship. Yeah, that's it. That's how you find out about us.
So I have a personal theory on history. I just have arrived at this recently, where when you take social media right now, people are posting their thoughts, opinions, their feelings. And whatever seems to be the general consensus, that's what will be deemed as fact 100 years from now. And then anything that is the opposite of the general consensus or contrary to that will be considered the conspiracy theories. That's just my personal opinion on history, you know, because I feel like when you hear so many different people speak about it, there's so many different perspectives, and you just have to do the research to know where somebody got their information from to understand why.
Just go back to the Vatican. Just why you think the Vatican has so many archaeological finds, man? Come on, man. They stole all the maps, man. Burn that shit up, man. Put that shit in the basement, man.
Right.
We ain't gonna let these folks. Come on, man. They had to go get permission from who, man?
That's crazy.
Nobody don't want to talk about that shit, though. Oh, holier art than thou. Go get them niggas, man, and come on with their check, man.
Right. Real. It's really
Come on, my nigga. Come on, man. But once you start being aware and you talk about this, now it's a problem. Now you an angry black man.
Exactly.
It's crazy. They put the knowledge so many different places. About time you do snatch something from over here, and you snatch something from over here, and you go back to the Clemarian clay tablets, and you get the information. You do look crazy as hell when you trying to explain it. You look like a Reese monkey. You look crazy. I know this over here, and I aggregated all of this information because it's scared. Come on, man.
I understand.
You look crazy.
I understand.
So
what? I'm not trying to switch up the way, but I'm dying. I'm sorry, and I love what we talk about and everything, but I'm really dying.
I want to make it political. We about to turn to politics. Somebody about to record this and try to soundbite nigga chop the words out, boy. Oh my God!
Express yourself.
I'm here for it all, but I'm literally dying to like get to this hemp farm. Like I need
Oh yeah, the hemp farm is something special. That was something special.
And that's special. That see how you say that's something special? That's why I need that. I need that. And I want to get that from you. Like, what is it? What's going on with it? What it's about, how it started.
Long story short, right? Okay. Long story short, I wanted to have the ability to have the same plant that incarcerated my people be the same plant that gives us freedom.
Look at you.
Period.
You're just so sweet.
That's just how it goes. Like, I've seen so many people go to jail. I would have to be stupid not to put my money on him, because it's eventually going to go legal. And guess who's going to be on the forefront of that? It hasn't been grown in Georgia since 1901. So if anybody has an edge over the market, it is the black consumer, because we are the ones going to jail disproportionately. So we know how to what? Package it, hide it, distribute it, move it around. All that shit that we went to jail for. Do you think that Bubba and his nephews can do that? So now that the playing field agriculturally is leveled, right? Wow, that's amazing. Now who has the edge?
Right.
The people who have the influence. And that's the binary code. That's why we have to put humanity into this digital shit. Because if we don't, we all gonna perish.
Right.
Into the system. Right?
And you are the first hemp farm
in Georgia, period. The first license ever came off was 130304 to the Green Toad Hemp Farm, which is unbelievably amazing.
That's great.
And it took over $700,000 to do.
So
it took years.
Okay.
And it's only a 1-year license.
Okay.
Every year is renewed. This is the first and only year they have opened this shit up. And that's because Trump did a deal with China for them to buy a certain amount of pounds of hemp from the U.S. But the U.S. so fucking slow and there's so much red tape and democracy that how are we the only farm in Georgia that grows hemp?
Right. Right.
So with the hemp farm being that this is going to be something new.
Really, it's marijuana. They trust me. Marijuana is some made up name. Hemp was always the word. They just had to demonize it. So we can't call it that. We got to call it this. And then when the motherfuckers at the cotton people did that. That's why they stopped growing it in 1901. They knew goddamn well, how could you go cut down a goddamn forest when I got some shit that grow on the ground 2 times a year that does the same thing, if not better?
Right.
I mean, the hemp is waterproof. You can make clothes. You can make goddamn furniture. You can make, like...
Yeah.
Why would we be cutting down trees that put oxygen in there? Again, we got the same shit over here.
Exactly. So something natural is just not supposed to be.
What asshole said go cut down the forest? Well, we know that the tax dollars from hemp and marijuana can change communities.
If it wasn't supposed to be here, it wouldn't be growing. Nobody started that.
That's some culture. I just want people to explain that one. So I wanted to be a part of the change. You have to be the change you want to see instead of complaining and all this ain't that and need people and these, those, them, and they, right? The hooky spooky conspiracy. Get out there and make it happen. I'm not saying it's not systemic racism, but I have a farm in Meta, Georgia. The place where they still fly the Confederate flag. If it was so much racism, should my farm be burned? Why would I be in the town? Why would people be opening the door for me that got Confederate flag? Where is all the hate? Not saying that it ain't. Exactly. But if it ever get to that time, it's time for pistol play. Now I go into my Second Amendment right.
Right. Right.
Oh boy. So let me ask you this. I noticed you have your hands in so many different pots, so many different bags. I'm gonna guess when it comes to somebody that partners with you in any way, shape, or form, it's like a prerequisite to be fluid, because I wonder how that works when you have somebody that approaches you about partnering up or doing business, and they kind of what they say is a one-trick pony. It really doesn't serve your business model too well as a brand, the personal brand of StayFresh ATL. I'm assuming if somebody's not able to be just as fluid as you are, it just doesn't work. Have you had?
Yeah, that stifles capitalism. And that means that they're not doing their due diligence because there's 1,000,001 ways to skin a cat. You know what I mean? And really, you could be at home with 12 felonies and just be a piece of shit and make $1 million a day online. So what's the real excuse now?
There isn't any.
Just don't want to do.
Right.
I don't know. Is that really an excuse anymore?
Exactly.
I didn't know. I can't. I wish I could have heard earlier. But you telling me what's going on the shade room every day?
Right.
That seems like time mismanagement.
Seems like what management?
Time mismanagement.
Gotcha.
We have to make the most out of all our moments, and that's why I'm on this show. That's why I'm on here. That's why I've been on here for so long. I just wish people would take it more serious.
Right. Why do you think people? Do you think people take life for granted? Is that the thing where people just kind of get to the point where they just expect tomorrow to come? So
yeah, and trust me, the sun will come out tomorrow again. Trust me, it's gonna come out tomorrow.
Exactly.
If I can bet one thing, but I bet you goddamn $2,000 that sun coming out tomorrow.
I'm trying to tell you.
For all the people that you've done business with in the music industry, is there anybody that we see right now in that position as far as expanding their portfolio where you saw it back then, like you had the foresight, or you saw that they had the foresight, like, oh, I knew this person was going to take it to this level?
DJ Esco is a perfect example of that. A lot of people ask me, how did I have my relationship so close to Future?
Okay.
Right, his sister does have sickle cell. I have sickle cell, but I remember being in Japan, and I left my car at Esco's house, and I went on tour. And this was when he was in a club. He was just strictly DJing, right?
Was he in Magic City then?
In Magic City, yeah. So, like, I've been knowing him for quite a while. And a lot of people will never know that I'm on every Future's album. Every one of his albums, I do all the skits, from Abu to goddamn the Russians to the skit on Zoom and the skit on the Future, like all of them. I do all the skits, right?
Right.
I only got that opportunity because Future revered Esco so much, right? And Esco was able to give me that opportunity because he revered my business acumen.
Okay.
I was able to provide things for him that no one else could provide. Insight, knowledge, understanding, loyalty, right? Creativity.
Right.
And that afforded me the ability to what? Have 5 platinum plaques.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't hang none of them up. I'm on the albums. You can go look it up. You can pull it up. It's there.
Right.
But I wouldn't have got that if I didn't. Because it's several kids, like I said, is where I could have signed somebody and put some paperwork in front of them, and they would have really signed it. And it would have been a fucked up deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I know what a fucked up deal is.
Right.
I know how to put you into a fucked up deal. Like, that's the fucked up part about it that nobody never want to talk about. When you know how to negotiate.
Right.
You got to look at that. You got to do a feasibility, and that's for the love of Allah, the glory of love.
You have to do a what? Repeat that. What did you say? You have to do a what?
Feasibility. Feasibility means for the glory of Allah, for the pleasure of God.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So nobody could pay me, once again, what the universe can give me.
That's facts.
I'm alive because my intentions are good. My intentions lead to my actions. My actions lead to my deeds. These are the only things we take to the grave.
Exactly.
I done seen motherfucker go to the grave and get put in that ground, and everybody turned around and left. None of them jumped in to go with you, shout.
No.
The Egyptians tried this shit. Now, come on, goddamn, I'm dead. You got to go on over with your husband and take all that gold and shit in there, and y'all just close the door.
Yeah.
So
I've
seen a lot of people compare these 4 positions in the industry as far as the labels, the radio, the DJs, as well as the streaming platforms. What role would you say the DJ plays, and how important is the DJ in the music industry compared to all of the other positions?
The DJ irrelevant now, man. Just like the fucking A&R is irrelevant. Just like the marketing people are irrelevant. Gone are the days of the marketing fucking plans, man. One idea will change the world. The Nene showed me that. I made the Nene. I don't dance. I don't sing, right? I have a Coca-Cola commercial, and we were the first internet kind of dance, get back kind of cool again.
Right.
When I tell you that happened in the basement on Twitter without none of my hard work, and I'm the guy that put in all the hard work. I'm the guy that did the 10-year run, first in the club, last leave. Here go a flyer. How you doing? I'm that guy. That was me.
Right.
Right? That was me.
Right.
So at the end of the day, when I see me going obsolete, I'm not going to lie to my motherfucking self. I'm going to say I need to goddamn start understanding coding, binary code, algorithm, cloud architecture, AWS, digital real estate. I don't need to be complaining about what people ain't get in their face, get on this live, let them see the real game come at you, because they ain't no filter on it. They gonna see you for what you are. You can't hide behind this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's interesting. You mentioned the Nene because Bolo, he's from where Toya and I are from. Oh. So that was something big, for that.
Bolo,
trip.
you mean? But see, Bolo had Saliento. I had the actual Nene. We Are Toonz were the first. Saliento, because I did not goddamn sell all the publishing, the goddamn company went and signed one person. I had 4 guys with dreads. I got a deal for $750,000. I was supposed to sign with Russell Simmons. Long story short, he offered this. Lil Jon calls me. He says, look, him and Matt Moskowitz are up in the St. Regis in New York. I walk in, have a talk with them. They say, listen, go see L.A. Reid. I go see L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid says, hey, I'll give you $750,000 and you keep half of your masters.
Okay.
I just need to be the first on this. Boom, I bet $750. I'm up $250 from 5 what Russell Simmons was gonna offer. And I got to keep my masters. Guess what happened? We happened to get Coca-Cola. They came on in. Coca-Cola doesn't even deal with regular people. It's the polar bear. They don't even, too volatile. We need the polar bear. We'll keep the cartoon, keep it safe. We don't know what y'all might do. Right? They only did it with, I think, Tyrese and I think Crisscross are the only other 2 that have a Coca-Cola commercial. So they came and got the guys, we danced, we talking about $1 million commercial. But we would have never been able to profit share if I wouldn't have fought for the fucking ownership of the masters. I would have had 100% sold for $500,000 instead of having 50% sold for $750. And then only publishing on the record, and I didn't dance or I didn't goddamn rap.
Right.
But y'all seen the Nene, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I deserve my fucking percentage.
He said, but y'all, I did all that, but y'all only seen the Nene.
There you go, right? So I didn't have to jump out there and say, oh, it's me and no, just give me my percentage. Because now I can do what? Have my intellectual property. Now I can share and profit split it. Now when Coke give me that money, they got to slide 5 down this way to the artist, to me, to everybody on that pub. Yeah, everybody right there on that name. Right there, you get cut everybody up based upon the percentages.
Yeah, right.
Even swap is never a swindle. We just don't understand capitalism and business because we're emotional. We think somebody's supposed to look out and that's that Democrat shit.
Yeah.
See, so I'm not somebody who tries to convince anyone when they have that opportunity to take cash or a percentage. I'm not the one that ever says, "Oh, take the cash." But what do you say to people who, like, I salute what you speak on as far as ownership, but what do you say to people who say, well, I'm young, I have a family, I have certain responsibilities, and right now, this cash that's in front of me, it can help get me out of a hole that I'm in right now.
Man, I've did it a bunch of times. I've took the cash. I ain't gonna lie. I got a single cell. Man, you know how much healthcare is?
Exactly.
Man,
so you understand somebody young in the business having to go ahead and take the money up front at first.
Take the money and buy the knowledge and understanding. Unlearn all the bullshit society has taught you immediately. Soon as you get the check in your hand.
Ooh.
Go unlearn that bullshit that they taught you.
Yeah,
because you're gonna spend $1 million unlearning the bullshit just to learn the money. Right shit.
Everybody need the money. That's what it takes to live. But that's what it is right there. That's the key.
Yeah.
You get
know what you got to do. Have a plan. Because there's anxiety with not having money and anxiety with having money. That's what I want people to leave with this before I get off. It's an anxiety with not having money. And it is, I would even say, a higher anxiety having money. Because now when your ass get it, you got to make some shape. You got to make some shape.
Now you play financial advisor, right?
Yeah.
You play financial advisor, right? And you have somebody young in your family they just got, you know, their first advance. I want you to break down in order where that money should go. If they're spending, if they're spending their money the right way under your tutelage. If you're spending
your money the right way, I would automatically tell you to put your money somewhere safe. And by safe, I mean, you know, in something that can rock up more than 7%.
All right.
Because that's what the bank make off you. They get their 7%, but you need to be diversifying yourself immediately. Soon as you get that money, you go open up another company that's based on people press somewhere you selling something forward, pushing something forward, right? Mm-hmm. So you can have incoming passive income, right? Then you got your passive, you got your residual, you got your inheritance, you got your earnings. You know what I mean? It's several different types of income that we as in the Black community have to understand, right? It's the difference between gross and net. It's a difference. Right. It's a big difference. We don't know that. We don't understand the word. So, you know, it's not like nobody in our family was super rich. You know, I mean, I'm probably the first one out of my generation, out of the family to even, you know what I mean, to kind of try to break the chains of poverty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's hard as hell for me to do it. It's literally.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's 1 foot in, it's 1 foot out. 5 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Right.
How do you juggle that with family? Is it ever a
That's
time
the hardest
where
thing. I'm glad we touched on that. That's the hardest thing in the world. Because I think I fail as a person, as in my personal life. Like my personal life is, it's okay, but it could be better. And it's crazy how most people that really make sure other people's lives are okay normally don't have the things in their circle to help them be full so they can pour into other people. It's very fucked up.
Yeah, it is. But for some reason, I can tell that about you. Your personal life.
I'm saying I just work a lot. I dive into my work because that's what really matters.
Dead ass. I mean, just the little bit of just knowing you, and it's not much, but I could tell that I rip like he don't got time. He don't got no time.
Nobody has time to waste on bullshit. Like, we all make time for what we want, but we want to waste it on sincere people because that's something we never get back. I can't get that back. I can't get this hour and a half back.
Nope. No.
So, you know.
Would you say it is a good idea or a bad idea to mix family and business?
That's interesting.
You know, that's a case-by-case scenario, man. I think you should always reach into family first. It's so funny how we're taught in society to go find friends, right? Be sociable, right? Mm-hmm. When really, how could you possibly be friends with somebody else if you don't know how to get along in your house? It's amazing how we could have hate for our brother and sister, but go out with Amy and Timmy and Dave and Nikki, and they are best friends.
That's something I teach my kids right now. I'm big on that with my kids.
Love your family. Do you see the Asians doing that shit? Do you see the Mexicans doing that shit? That shit is only taught here, man.
Facts.
Mexicans go to work, get where they at on lunch break. I'm an electrician. I have foremost knowledge on this. The Mexicans are gathering by their truck all together, even if they don't like each other. It's tolerance. We so quick to condemn and when other races are, you know, hey man, he got 10 rows, man. He fucked up all 9 rows. He still got 1 more row.
I'm literally teaching that to children right now in my home. We're all we have.
That's it.
How you look at it. I don't care what anybody is like. And they have different fathers, so it's even, you know what I'm saying?
I had different fathers. I
gotta really do that for real. It's a real thing in my home to really teach my kids, like, no, this is all we got. I don't care how I look. I don't care who aggravates you. What's going on?
Family is so important. I buried both of my brothers. Both of my brothers died at the same time, younger and older. So I was the middle, and I was the bastard child. So they had the same daddy. I didn't.
Whoa.
So, but he raised me. And my mom always taught us, dog, it's crazy. So just imagine how much my brother's dad loved my mom.
Yeah.
To take me and put another baby in you.
Yes.
And then she was just a hell of a player, but that's real love. So that's always instilled in us.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I mean? Your brother's all you got. So you know, losing family, I would give anything, all of it back just to remember how their voice sounds.
Wow. You know that's
because no matter how successful I am, I can't share that shit with nobody.
No.
They're only but so much happy as they goddamn as what they can get out you.
Okay, you say, man, listen, and it might be crazy, but I have a really crazy relationship with my kids and their children. My oldest is 15, and literally, I put that in their heads. When shit get hectic here, if something was to happen to one of us today, you'd be devastated. You know what I'm saying? And I put that in their heads. They're kids. You know
You're
what I mean?
doing the right thing.
And they're kids.
Because
and
I remember how we would argue as brother and sister. I would argue with my brother. We was all different. But
yeah,
you know, that bond, that happiness, like not saying family gonna always be happy for you, like they gonna want something too.
yeah.
But
Ain't nothing like a sibling though.
it's just that peace of mind, man, knowing that you know what. And even furthermore, what really concerns me, right, is that I'm Muslim. So I wonder, like, who is gonna pray for me as I pray for my brothers? So that's a real worry of mine. Like when I go to the grave, nothing goes to me but my graves and the prayers of the people that pray for me.
Right.
How many people really sit down and pray for those who can't pray for themselves? How often do you do that? Man, God bless little Rico, man, and just give him light and width in his grave and give him smells of perfume, make it easy for his family and give him none of that.
Right.
The t-shirt or the little pendant. That's all your ass get.
That's all you get. A Facebook post.
Come on, man. Keep all that shit, man. Give me the real. Pray for me. Let me, like. But once again, it's like, you know, this is the land of the new gods. You know what I mean? It's like,
why you think it's so difficult for people to be vulnerable? Like how you are able to be vulnerable about your losses.
You know why I'm so vulnerable like this, man, and why I'm so open? I'm an open book for people. Right? When you're in the hospital with wires up your ass for them 3,000 days, man, and you think you so fucking cool and hot and you stay fresh, but you can't wipe your ass. You would throw all that Hollywood shit out the window real quick.
A whole nother level.
You can't walk. Man, I don't give a fuck about how somebody look at me, man.
It's a whole nother level, man.
Free yourself from the opinions of others.
Listen, that comes with so much though. Like, ain't nothing like that freedom, boy.
Exactly. Being you and your skin, authentic.
It takes that like to really like be close to death. You know what I'm saying?
And that's sad. It got to be something drastic. I went to jail. I had a lifetime change around and they shot my boy. And now it's like that's the only thing that shakes the shit out of our community.
That's it.
Trauma.
That's it. Trauma. We can't just know.
We can't just know.
We already know. Because it ain't like we don't know.
We're just creatures of amnesia.
We know what's right. We know what's wrong. We know what feels good. We know what feels bad. It takes damn to be taken out to do, you know what I'm saying? To get it right.
It's a choice. That is when I realized it was a choice. I got a choice to take care of myself and be healthy and just, it's a choice to be a good person. It's a choice to want to help. It's a choice to want to smile. It's a choice.
I've been there. And I know.
Would you say that there was always more encouragement or discouragement from people around you who knew how dedicated you were to this industry?
It was always discouraged, man. Just take it easy, man. Take a break. Let me get your spot. Get off the ball. I need your spot. So it was always looking hard. You know what I mean? I just never wanted to look back. The reason why I go so hard and I do so much and is because I don't want to look back at life and feel like it wasn't fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yes, I went to go try to open a farm. I goddamn turned into a farmer. I had an energy drink. I was a producer. I'm an electrician. I got memories of meeting people and doing things and going places, and I'm fulfilled. You know what I mean? When you don't travel, it's like you only read one page of the book.
Exactly.
When you travel, you start seeing the pages and having empathy, not sympathy. It's a difference. Wow, look at this culture. Wow, I see why the white people want to be like the Asians. They're a racial utopia. That's interesting. So where did Hitler get this from? And you get to read and you get to doing your due diligence and you come up on your answer.
Right.
So legacy seems to be something that's very important to you. Is it something that you feel people? Because I noticed you say the producer role is something that's the first bag that you would respond to out of all the different hats that you have worn before. Because you say you want to control the narrative. Would you say when it comes to legacy, is it just as important to control the narrative for your lifestyle the same way it comes to your art?
Hell yeah. That's why I copywritten and trademark the Grustle Life. Like, that's why I do these things, because it is more than just a word. It is the embodiment. Grustle Lifestyle is only the manifestation of repeatable results. That's the keystone of it.
Yeah.
Not the cornerstone. The keystone of it is repeatable results. If you can do it once, it's cookie cutter. You can take this shit and set it up anywhere. It's, do you have the vigor to go do it?
Wow. Yeah. That makes sense. But where did the drive and desire to understand like technology come from? Because that's not something that when we're young, nobody was looked at as being cool for having a laptop.
I'm gonna thank God for sickle cell for this one.
Okay.
If I didn't have sickle cell, I don't think I would be that proficient and savvy with sitting in my office having, computers out and, you know what I mean, shit going on. The Make-A-Wish Foundation did it for me. I was in the hospital and they granted me a wish. And my wish was back in the day when this was dial-up now. This is back in the day when shit was, when they was down on that shit.
Right.
I asked for a computer. And because I spent so much time in the hospital and on my back, I had a fire to get up and make shit happen, but I also had the time to take the due diligence to learn and understand. Even if I just got the theory, the theory usually is what took into application. You understand what I'm saying? And then you try it and then you fail, right? And you're like, damn, I was a little closer. If I just, you know what I mean? I got to switch. And you kind of perfect it and tweak it yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it's like HTML coding type stuff.
Exactly. It really is. You know what I mean? It really is. You have to literally look within yourself. There's nothing you're going to find from somebody else. It's nice to get it and keep going. And you're doing great. And, but sometimes you're not going to get it.
Everything starts with self.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. And just laying in your bed for weeks at a time. Man, listen, man. You're going to make every goddamn moment count on your feet.
I'm trying to tell you.
When you know it's going to happen, man, look. I better hurry up and make $1 million, nigga, because I might get sick and can't work for 6 months straight.
For real.
Yeah, I need that M. You goddamn tripping. I need my percentages. And I don't want nothing that ain't mine. I want you to get all yours. But I'm getting all mine.
Right.
Wow. So understanding, negotiation, even something never settle. It's just, you got to just have these things, and it's not something that you just acquire overnight. Either you do the due diligence or you find a wise man as a smart man and avoid making fucked up decisions.
Right.
But we love to touch the iron. We see it steaming and the red light on. We just got to fucking touch it.
Always.
Because we want to feel like we went through the dirt. I got mine out the mud, nigga. You see my hand, it burnt up, nigga. Told you not to touch the fucking iron.
Slow as hell for that.
Told you not to touch the iron. I told you.
Like, didn't even have to do that.
Because he want to get out the mud, and I ain't taking that from nobody. It's supposed to get easier, black man. It doesn't get harder, bro. It's supposed to be. If it's done right, it is like that.
I think
after you work really hard, 2-3 generations are degenerate trust fund babies.
I think it leads back to where you began at, and we've been lied to for so fucking long. Like everything leads back to that.
The truth.
Like it
Yeah,
all things
keeping it
that
real,
we've
go
been
wrong.
lied to for so long. We're conditioned.
We can't hear it from our people because their ice is colder. It's something about the nitrous and other races' ice. I think it's nitrogen or some sort of dry ice they have. But
Right.
black ice doesn't seem to be as chilled as other people's ice. Can you believe it? I recently just got that memo. Like, come on.
Right.
So what you mentioned it earlier, how your personal life has been affected by your grind. Which particular facet of your personal life has had to suffer the most, would you say, from you grinding as hard as you do?
I would have to say family, just balancing time. You know what I mean? It's like time is so crucial. Like time is really the only luxury. It's not a
So
house,
family as in like children or like siblings?
just everything. My mom, like I talk to her, like quick story, right? Me and my mom, I love her to death, right? And she loves me, right? But I get so busy sometimes I might not call my mom for 4 or 5 days. Right? She will take offense to that, and she has the right to, because what the fuck? Ain't that much busy in the world.
Right.
Right? But it's not malicious. It's like, damn,
No.
you gotta learn when to cut the world off and the dunya off and just seriously focus on yourself and your family and your mental health.
Right.
Because stressing leads to depression, depression leads to suicide. We all know this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And when you're under pressure, man, the only relief you get is really from your family. They really, at most, really don't want shit from you. Even if you was to fall off, like it just be my nigga, he was on, he fell off, he was cool. Remember? I mean, like, that's
a
the
fact.
story.
They just want to hear from you half the time. It's
They
just
just
a
want truth.
conversation. Say, what's up? I love you.
If
Like,
you goddamn on live for goddamn an hour and 2 hours, boy, come on.
okay.
You ain't talking to your daughter for 2 hours, my nigga. How you love me, boy? You don't love your family, boy.
Right.
You don't kill for me, nigga. Please kill for your family.
Yes.
Gotcha. Is it something where you ever thought about venturing into the realm of reality television? Because it seems like that venture is somewhere where people can go to bring their family into the industry. It's almost a way to usher them into it. You know, I don't know if that's something that you ever thought about, you know, getting on that side of
No, because just some things just aren't meant to be shared. I get it. Like, it's a double-edged sword because I get paid from Viacom for Love and Hip Hop. So it's like I'm directly taking money on some shit that exposes family matters, and then I'm saying, well, that's hypocritical shit. Do you see how fucked up the game is?
Yeah.
There is no neutrality. It's either you with the bullshit or you're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not with the bullshit, then you're missing a meal.
Whew, he ain't never lied about that.
So is that a belief? Is that a belief of yours that in all facets of the industry, that everyone that we have seen that has been as successful as they have been, they've had to sacrifice their integrity?
Of course. And some people say, oh, somebody's sexual. It ain't sexual. It's just not really believing in yourself enough.
Right.
You have to take that money. You could have made the money if you believed in yourself a little more, but you took the check. Ain't nothing wrong with taking the check, but understand the basis on which the decision was made.
Yeah.
Not the decision, the base. Oh, the nigga stole an apple. Chop his arm off. But goddamn, he was just trying to feed 6 goddamn hungry. They hungry here now. You done chop this nigga arm off.
Yeah.
Instead of going to see what happened at the house, you could have fucking really got help some people.
Ooh.
Cart before the horse.
It's a cruel world, man. It's sick out here.
Fucked up world, bro.
Sick out here, bro.
Do you ever push people away from the industry because of how you feel?
Yeah, but it sounds like hate.
Yeah.
It sounds like hate. There's no correct way now in this generation because things are scrambled on the board like the Soul Train dance line when they got damn Ronald come down and spill the Magic's name on the board. When they used to put the goddamn words together on the Soul Train. Ooh, Folk Town. Yeah, now it's love is hate, hate is love, jealousy is envy, envy is this shit is on the board. I could keep it real with you and I'm hating.
Man, for real.
I could tell you about how to financially secure yourself, but nigga, you pocket watching.
mean, I went through that personally. I know exactly.
And you might have been pocket watching with good intention,
Right.
but I couldn't decipher
exactly.
that deep into it because I'm emotionally ignorant.
Exactly.
With money. So give the money to all the stupid ass people,
right?
And they'll do the rest of the job for us. Trust me. Nigga, a fool of his money will surely part.
Damn right. You ain't lying. Shit.
You shopping at the airport and shit because you got a record deal. You in the airport shopping now. Nigga, you could have went to Walmart for them.
Fact.
But I had to go inside there, goddamn Gucci store, grab these Gucci goddamn Gucci 400. I ain't never seen a Gucci buyback program in the neighborhood giving clothes out.
Right.
Never. Long as I've been alive.
What's some of the most surprising bags that you've gotten in your time in the industry? Like what bags can you think of that come to mind? Like, wow, I didn't expect this to turn out to end up being as big as it was. Is there anything you went into underestimating how big it was going to be and it end up turning out, exceeding your expectations?
I think that's going to be the hemp farm. I did big deals in my life, like literally big. The NASCAR, the energy drink race. I did a lot of big deals that let me know that I have the ability and capability to be in these offices. Because it's some shit that you kind of got to go through. It's like where you really believe you deserve to be in office. Like, I deserve everything I got coming.
Right.
Right? Like, there's no question about that. Like, I've carried my cross.
Right.
Everybody calls it there. I've carried it.
Right. So
the same shit that got my brother locked up and got him sent down that road is going to be the same shit that frees my family from the systemic poverty cycle.
Right.
Right? Because we can grow this all day, all night.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? It is going to be what it is. But personally, I really don't like talking about money. I don't. Gotcha. Money has never been a motivation for me. It was only a way to keep score.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because no amount of money will buy me out of my bed. If I got $1 million, if I got $1, I'm still going to go through what I go through. And that has to be something that's deep within me that there's something else. The ether, it's the energy, it's something else. It's not the money. I like money. I know it's comfortable for me to sit down and do these talks and have lights on and shit and, hardwood and granite and stainless steel and stand-up showers and all this, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I know what it's for. But past that is nothing. It's like a tool. I'm an electrician. The money is just the omen reader, the clean clips, the wire cutters, the strippers. It's a tool. Mm-hmm. And the moment we take that shit out of being a tool is the moment we fuck the game up.
Yeah.
Because for some reason we always get money and think we were the last person that got that mint.
Right.
That was the last mint run of them hundreds.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You got the last bins. Like, come on, man.
Right.
I get the notion that you've always been that way, where money didn't move you. Am I right about that?
It never has.
So what is it about the music industry that moved you there? What is it that drew you to that? As far as back as you can remember when you started, what is it that drew you to that? Say it again.
It was creation. I was always a people person, always outspoken, oratorical contest winner. It was just a way for me to express my ability to have persuasion. Mm-hmm. I'm a Sagittarius. You're going to find two types of Sagittarius. One who walks straight and there's one who slithers, right? They both know they have the gift of gab to articulate shit and dress it up in any way someone wants, right?
That's right.
We got the illusion of communication and then actual fucking communication. There's two of those. And I think that we're always stuck in the illusion of communication versus the understanding of communication.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a game within a game.
Yes, it's like the Russian doll box. Like, oh, okay. It's like, oh, did you get down to the little nit, the bullshit? That's what this was.
Now, I know you had an interview where you was talking about when you hosted the Ozone Awards. And I think in that interview, I saw you speak on working on the artist side before.
Yeah, I did everything. I think everybody in the industry should go do they should do a round around everything. If I'm gonna say I'm a producer and I'm a creator, I damn sure better well know how to drop an 8-bar verse.
Right.
I should know how to hip hop a hip to the hip to the hip hop you don't. So I should be able to do a 2 count, if not a 4, 8. You know what I mean? But you got to look at who's in the industry. These motherfuckers in the office are cornball.
Yeah.
And you be like, how in the hell is someone that has no talent, no credibility, no validity in this shit be the one at the top counting? How?
You've answered my question before I asked. I was going to ask that. I was going to ask, how do you feel about people who are executives in the industry? I don't know if executives in the industry, some people, they feel they can respect them the same if they have been an artist before or not. Then you have some people who feel if someone has not been an artist before, the respect isn't there, as much as it would be for an artist.
Yeah.
What do you say to some people who are afraid to sign to artists because they think the artist doesn't know how to be submissive enough to allow somebody else?
They don't. It's an ego thing, man. You know what I mean? Never let your position get close to your ego. So if either one gets shot down, the other one doesn't go with it. If I get fucking fired from being the head, whoever the fuck, I was always humble enough and real enough to keep it real. So guess what? My ego was not touched by the loss of my position. I'm going to still be the same guy whether I'm got the American Express or not. A lot of people can't take that. When they lose that American Express, they lose their sense of value, their credibility. Now it's like, I'm not such and such at such and such anymore. Oh. Now you're chasing what? The magic dragon. You're chasing the puff of the next high. When really all I ever wanted to do was have the ability to control my own wants and thoughts. I want to create what I want to create unrestricted, unobjection. I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That way I actually have some sort of belief, skin in the game. A lot of people say it's magic dust, but half of the goddamn, a lot of the game is just believing, man.
Exactly.
So what's on because the way your mind is set up, it makes me wonder what's on your playlist as far as like what music that somebody will find.
Man, I got a cold playlist, man. If y'all are on iTunes, y'all can subscribe to StayFresh ATL. I'll just put my music up on a playlist. It's money-ish.
Okay.
Y'all can scroll through and just, I got some nigga ears now.
I'm with you.
I got some black ears. I listen to everything, man. I listen to Bach. I listen to classical. I listen to Willie Hutch. I listen to Chief Flaker. I listen to. The thing about music, it's the quickening art for a reason, right? I like music that stirs my spirit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's it. I just like music stirs my spirit. It's the quickening art for a reason because you could hear something and either get sad or you can hear it and get cried. You can't or be happy. You can't look at a picture and go from 0 to 10 emotionally the same way you can off music. Right? And with me having a nene, I seen how impactful sound is globally. Seeing people get around in circles and do the dance that never knew each other. Why they get in circles? Well, why does that always happen in Asia, in Africa, in Australia? Why does that happen? How does everybody know how to get into a fucking circle and start some tribal African? You be like, damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something in the frequency.
Right.
It's accessing my brain. It's triggering my shit.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
They know what's going on. And when you find that shit out and understand the power behind it, then, you take it, it's real to you.
Right.
Musical is a spirit. It's a feeling. It's a vibe. It's nothing like just making, the beat make you bob your head. It's the words that make you associate with it. So these are poets of our time, the storytellers of our time. Like, it's just done in a way that's,
Yeah.
Got you. So before we let you go, we gotta hear your top 5 then, because you seem very passionate about the art. I gotta hear your top 5 in order.
Artists I like, or
your top, your top 5. StayFresh's top 5. Because some people they'll speak. You hear a lot of people when they give their top 5, they say, "Well, I'll tell you what the top 5 is, but it's not based on my opinion. It's based on what I feel that people think." No, I want to know your top 5. Like if somebody was to say, "Hey, StayFresh, what's your top 5? What is your top 5
Right.
of all time?"
Okay, I'm gonna keep this simple. Bob Marley and the Wailers, all-time favorites. Mm. I would definitely have to say Ice Cube for my two oldies. Like Cube, Nas, Bob Marley. I definitely have to go Future. And Drake. Those are my top industry, right? Then I got like a top 5 that probably no one would know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like seriously, like I listen to a lot of dope records that are that people would probably have to Shazam. Because I just pride myself on being
not Shazam.
Yeah, it was Shazam. It was like, damn.
You were shooting at names. I can't even lie to you. Like you were shooting names that I didn't even know. I was like, oh.
No, Bob Marley was it. Nas was one.
No, not the top 5. Not the top 5. The ones you were naming before that.
Oh yeah, Chief Flagrant. Just go through the list. Go through the playlist, man, and just
yeah. The top 5, I got them. I know them.
It's some good music. It's a bunch of great artists that are out there that make dope music.
Right.
You know what I mean? That make dope music. And when you go to the list, just go to the bottom. So you know what I mean? I add them as I go.
Right.
And I might hear a song that I just like that just strikes my mind, and I might listen all day. You know what I mean? Just to that. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
Gotcha.
Stir your soul.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you for taking the time out to come on here and express yourself. You know, we try
to. Man, I
appreciate
y'all giving me the forum.
Yeah, safe space to have the most comfortable, uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, man, they're not gonna like this one. I hope this one doesn't get me. Some of the things I said, they don't pull me for having an opinion.
No, we understand it. With you, it's all about controlling the narrative.
I'm not under the control of any corporations. I can speak freely and openly.
Clearly.
I think that's why people hate Trump.
No shade. That's exactly why they hate Trump.
He's gonna say some shit that are absolutely right that just don't sit right.
And they can't control it either. They're like, fuck.
Did he just say that? Don't let the immigrant thing.
Somebody shut down.
We got too many immigrants, man. Yes, man. Work that shit out in Venezuela, man.
For real.
We still try to get reparations here, man. I'm still trying to get a mule for my part.
Right. Let's start here. Start at home.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I have to pass on other people, but you can't go outside and clean up the street and go that's backwards. That's the cart before the horse once again. So
let's stop playing. Sounds like another excuse to me.
I know. I just appreciate you guys for having such a dope farm, man. And hopefully it's chopped up and you know, people just, you know, retain something. If anything I said of benefit or insight, you know, all praise goes to Allah. And I just hope I continue being authentic to myself, man.
It's definitely people out here that this is gonna be for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what we're about. You can't change the world. It's always changing no matter what. But no matter what you see, you can always change how you see it. That's my personal motto. Right there.
Amen.
All right. You be blessed.
Well, I appreciate y'all guys, man.
Peace.